the, or is it Nigerian timing? We should have put this at 8 a.m. and we'll get people there. But I think more importantly, yesterday we had the opportunity to speak about various topics, and deliberately we put the fun stuff on day 2. But I'll quickly walk us through what we did yesterday. Ignoring the welcome address by the president, I think very importantly we heard from Mike Lombardi, the IAA president, and I think one of the most extensive deliberations we had yesterday, understandably, is very topical on the risk-based capital and the work that is being done by the commission together with the consulting actuaries by Kingsley Miller and his EY team. That I believe that conversation will extend beyond this conference as the work continues to build. As some practitioners begin to get unsettled based on some of the initial feedback they've started seeing, I'm sure that that work will extend beyond the 4 walls of this room. And we encourage everyone, whether you are currently involved in that process, I think there is a way for you to get involved. You know, reach out to Mila. There is a risk-based group that has been set up, but these documents are also being circulated for us to give our input, because by the time the regulator puts their official seal on it, it begins to affect all of us, not just our entities, but most of us in our personal lives and the customers that we try to serve. Then we moved on to, sorry, AI is failing. Then we moved on to health insurance in the age of big data and AI, also by the president-elect of the Society of Actuaries, Ian Duncan. I think that was also very instructive for me in particular, learning about how health insurance works in, jurisdictions that have practiced for a very, very long time, and very importantly, how we can learn from that process. I note that the average cost compared to the median wage is quite high. Luckily for us, most of us have employer-sponsored health insurance. Otherwise, we will still be operating a lot of out-of-pocket health insurance here. But I think it's growing. Even the NHIA has, I think in 2022, when President Buhari signed into law the NHIA Act, there were some things in there that encouraged universal health coverage. So that's in itself, and all the developments since then, with some of the things that we've heard yesterday, hopefully we'll be able to put all of that to good use with whatever engagement we have with health insurance. Then we moved on to listen to risk management as a growth catalyst by Kudzai of IFOA. We listened to Kudus Adebayo on who are we insuring, a demographic audit of the insurance product design in Nigeria. Then, of course, we heard from Yvonne Palm on the initiatives from ADA, Actuarial Pathways and Opportunity. I think there were lots of encouragement for us all to get involved, be it ADA, be it NAS. There are many interests in developing the actuaries. Primary regulator for insurance business, NICOM, They are very, very keen on developing the actuaries. I think in recent times, in a lot of guidance paper, the Act, even the NICOM Act itself, there has been a lot of acknowledgement and recognition for actuaries in there. We have the PENCOM, we have the NHI. I had interesting conversations with our colleagues from NHI. We have the FRC. So there's a lot of interest in making sure that we actually develop the actuarial profession in Nigeria, and be it participating in ADA, be it NAS, it's important that we all get involved. And lastly, we heard from Bisoye Oke and James Ezekiel discussing some of the issues that are pressing to the students. Now, today, I'm hoping that we come with the same vigor, energy to participate and discuss. Having listened to what we engaged in yesterday, I wish us a successful deliberations today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jola, for that recap. It's clear that we missed out on a lot, and I hope that from the recap we've got, we are back up to speed as to the activities that held yesterday. So moving on, we'll be introducing to the House to give us a keynote address from our regulators, NICOM, in the person of Dr. Julius Odidi. With a round of applause, please welcome Dr. Julius Odidi for his keynote address.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Mr. President. On behalf of the Commissioner for Insurance, National Insurance Commission, Mr. Olusegun Ayo-Omosahin, I'm here to deliver his speech. He sends his regards and unreserved apology for not being here physically himself due to some prior official assignment. I will go straight to his speech, and before I do that, I want to just buttress the point the President made some moments ago with regards to the NICOM Act. Actually, NICOM has a new act that is out known as NIRA 2025, and the act is out to close the gap, the 20-year gap with respect to the previous act. And a lot of enabling principles and guidance has been put in place for the actuary. If you look at Part 7, Section 55 to Section 59 of the NIRA 2025 NICOM Act, you will see a lot of enablers for actuaries. I want to encourage you to take your time, look at that act very well, and you will see that the Commission have carried the actuary practice along much, much better than before. Thank you very much. I go into the speech for the Commissioner for Insurance. Keynote address by the Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Olusegun Ayo-Omosahin, delivered at the 26th Annual Industry Conference of the Nigerian Actuary Society on Thursday, June 18, 2026, on the theme, Risk, Reform, and Protection, Actuary Insights for Nigeria's Economy. All protocol observed. It is both an honor and a privilege to address this distinguished gathering at the 26th Annual Industry Conference of the Nigerian Actuary Society. Let me begin by commending the Society for its sustained commitment to advancing actuarial science, strengthening professional standards, and contributing meaningfully to the Nigerian's financial system. The theme of this conference, Risk Reform and Protection, Actuarial Insights for Nigeria's Economy, is timely, relevant, and strategically aligned with the priorities of insurance regulation and economic development in Nigeria today. Nigeria's economy is undergoing significant structural transformation. While these changes present immense opportunities for growth, innovation, and investment, they also introduce increasingly complex and interconnected risks. These include microeconomic volatility arising from inflationary pressures and exchange rate fluctuations, climate-related and environmental risk, cyber threats associated with digital transformation, demographic transitions, longevity risk, and evolving geopolitical uncertainties. Beyond these emerging challenges, Nigeria faces a growing need to strengthen resilience against systemic shocks that can affect households, businesses, financial institutions, and public sector entities. Whether arising from economic disruptions, natural disasters, health emergencies, or technological vulnerabilities, this risk demands sophisticated analytical tools and forward-looking strategies. This is where actuarial science becomes indispensable. Actuaries provide the analytical foundation for understanding the likelihood, severity, and interconnectedness of risk. Their ability to model uncertainty, assess long-term liabilities, stress test assumptions, and quantify outcomes under varying scenarios enable insurers, pension funds, governments, and investors to make informed decisions that promote long-term stability and growth. In an increasingly uncertain world, actuarial insights are no longer optional. They are essential tools for economic planning, financial resilience, and national development. From a regulatory standpoint, our policy priority remains ensuring that insurers develop robust, forward-looking risk management frameworks grounded in sound actuarial principles. Accordingly, the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, continues to emphasize risk-based supervision, RBS, as a cornerstone of regulatory oversight, strengthen enterprise risk management frameworks across operators, and enhance actuarial valuations, scenario testing, and stress testing models. We expect actuarial professionals to support insurers in integrating these tools into strategic decision processes, not merely as compliance requirements, but as drivers of sound governance, prudent risk-taking, and sustainable business performance. Ladies and gentlemen, reform remains a central pillar of our regulatory agenda. The ongoing reform program within the Nigerian insurance sector is not an end in itself. Rather, it is a deliberate effort to build a stronger, more resilient, competitive, and globally relevant insurance industry capable of supporting Nigeria's economic aspirations. As we move toward more sophisticated regulatory frameworks, actuarial expertise must be embedded at the heart of policy formulation, product development, capital management, financial reporting, and strategic planning. Effective reform requires robust data, credible assumptions, and evidence-based decision-making areas where actuarial professionals provide significant value. Our reform efforts are guided by three key principles. One, market stability and solvency. We continue to implement policies that strengthen capital adequacy, improve liquidity management, and ensure that insurance companies can meet their obligations to policyholders under all circumstances. The transition towards a risk-based capital RBS framework reflects our commitment to aligning capital requirements with the actual risk undertaken by insurers. This important transition requires strong actuarial input to ensure appropriate calibration, implementation, and ongoing monitoring. 2. Governance and market conduct. Effective governance remains non-negotiable. We have introduced guidelines designed to promote board accountability, transparent reporting, ethical conduct, and sound internal controls. Actuaries have an important responsibility in supporting these reforms by ensuring integrity in financial reporting, reserve valuation, technical provisions, and risk disclosures. 3. Innovation and digital transformation. The insurance industry must evolve alongside technological advancement. Regulatory frameworks are being adapted to support digital insurance platforms, insurtech partnerships, and data-driven underwriting and pricing models. However, innovation must never compromise prudential standards. Actuarial expertise remains critical in validating models, mitigating algorithmic risk, ensuring fairness, and safeguarding consumer interests. Importantly, reform must also position the insurance sector as a catalyst for economic development. A stronger insurance industry can mobilize long-term capital, support infrastructure financing, deepen capital markets, and strengthen confidence in financial institutions. These outcomes are essential for achieving sustainable economic growth. Distinguished partners, the contribution of actuaries extend far beyond insurance. Across the world, actuary professions and professionals play a critical role in shaping pension systems, healthcare financing, social protection programs, sovereign risk frameworks, and infrastructure funding models. As Nigeria continues to diversify and modernize its economy, actuarial expertise will become increasingly important in addressing challenges such as retirement security, healthcare sustainability, climate adaptation, agricultural resilience, catastrophe risk financing, and financial inclusion. The ability to transform complex data into practical and actionable insights positions actuaries as strategic partners in Nigeria's economic transformation agenda. We therefore encourage deeper collaboration among actuaries, regulators, policymakers, development institutions, academia, and the private sector to ensure that data-driven solutions inform economic decision-making at every level. In this regard, NICOM is advancing policies aimed at promoting inclusive insurance products, particularly micro-insurance and agricultural insurance, strengthening claims settlement processes to ensure timely and fair compensation, and enhancing public awareness and financial literacy. Protection goes beyond the payment of claims. It is about providing financial security, preserving livelihoods, protecting businesses, and fostering confidence in the future. Millions of Nigerians remain vulnerable to financial shocks arising from illness, crop failure, property loss, business interruption, and other unforeseen events. Expanding access to insurance and risk protection mechanisms is therefore both an economic and social imperative. Through sound actuarial pricing, innovative product design, and rigorous risk assessment, the industry can develop solutions that are affordable, accessible, and sustainable for individuals, families, and businesses across all income segments. The ultimate measure of our success will not simply be the growth of premiums. It will be the extent to which insurance contributes to economic resilience, financial inclusion, poverty reduction, and social protection across Nigeria. As we reflect on this conference theme, it is important to recognize that actuarial science is not merely a technical discipline, it is a strategic enabler of economic stability and national development. Actuaries contribute to strengthening pension systems and long-term savings, supporting infrastructure financing through insurance assets, enhancing resilience against economic shocks, and improving the sustainability of financial institutions. Their work influences decisions that shape the future of our economy. We therefore encourage the Nigerian Actuarial Society to continue building local capacity and professional excellence, deepening collaboration with regulators and policymakers, and promoting the adoption of global best practices tailored to local realities. The Commission remains committed to fostering a regulatory environment that recognizes and leverages actuarial expertise. Looking ahead, our expectations are clear. We will continue to strengthen risk management frameworks across insurance institutions, accelerate the adoption of risk-based capital and supervision models, promote transparency, accountability, market discipline, encourage innovation while safeguarding stability, enhance consumer protection while expanding access to insurance. We call on all stakeholders, insurers, actuaries, brokers, loss adjusters, risk managers, and other professionals to align with these priorities. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather under the theme Risk Reform and Protection, Actuarial Insights for Nigeria's Economy, let us recognize that these three pillars are inseparable. Effective risk management creates stability, meaningful reforms drives progress, strong protection builds trust. Together, they form the foundation of a resilient insurance sector and a stronger Nigerian economy. The actuarial profession has a unique responsibility and opportunity to shape this future through innovation, professionalism, analytical excellence, and collaboration. Actuaries will continue to serve as trusted advisors in navigating uncertainty and unlocking sustainable growth for Nigeria. The future of our economy will depend not only on how we manage risk, but also on how effectively we anticipate them, measure them, and transfer them into opportunities for national development. As regulators, we reaffirm our commitment to engaging constructively with industry stakeholders, providing clear and consistent policy direction, and upholding the highest standards of prudential regulation. Together, we can build an insurance sector that is resilient in the face of risk, progressive in its reforms, and trusted as a pillar of protection for all Nigerians. I wish you fruitful deliberations and a successful conference. Thank you, and may God continue to bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, sir, for the address. And thank you for setting the tone for today's conference. We have a lot more interesting and exciting sessions ahead of us today. However, we'll be taking a short break now. You can have coffee and some snacks outside and get to speak to people around you as well. Just short meetings in the next 10-15 minutes, and we shall reconvene at 10:05 a.m. for our other sessions. Have a wonderful short break.